Good afternoon and welcome back to Channel World Seed. Oops, are we on? There we go. Good afternoon and welcome back to Channel World Seed, where I'm sitting down with Leo Costa, the Seed Applied Technology Lead at Corteva Agriscience, and we're going to be discussing business opportunities on seed applied technologies. Welcome, Leo. Could you introduce yourself to the audience, please?
Yeah, of course. So, good morning, good afternoon, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here. ISF, once again, great event. A lot of good discussions, meeting good partners. So, I'm Leonardo Costa, Brazilian, leading the EMEA team for Seed Applied Technologies at Corteva. It's been already 6 years in Switzerland, the last 3 in Corteva. But more than 10 years with seed treatment, born and raised in Brazil, and eager to discuss this and make this a fruitful conversation.
Thank you, Leo. And let's begin by, could you provide an overview of what seed applied technologies encompass and their importance in modern agriculture?
Of course, of course. So this is a very good topic because a lot of people stop by the booth and ask, what is this? What do you guys do? And this is actually a very nice segment of the market that focus in seed specifically. So we're trying to find solutions that will be applied on each seed that would enhance the potential of each one of them. So the idea is to have a combination of a fungicide, insecticide, nematicide, crop enhancers, any kind of things. Here in Europe, with my colleagues from other part of the globe, they laugh when I say it, but bird repellents. So things that we can add to the seed that you will protect in the early stage of the development. So this is the seed applied technology, and this is very important for the farmer or for the industry itself, because it will guarantee that in the initial phase of the development of the plant is protected. So this will contribute a lot for later on in the yield productivity that we all like to discuss.
And what current trends in seed applied technologies are creating the most significant business opportunities?
I think when we talk about trends, it's hard to position as trends, but it's more like what is the necessity of the farmers today. So we're always discussing how can we fill the gaps that we have currently and close the challenges that the farmers they have. So in the past, we were discussing a lot about fungicides, insecticides. Today, the new topic is how can we make this a more sustainable production? How can we protect against the birds and being sustainable? So this all challenging topics that ultimately is where we're going to be focusing, and therefore that's where we see the majority of the opportunities at the business level.
And how do seed applied technologies directly benefit farmers in terms of crop yield, resilience, and overall productivity?
This is a bit related to what I initially spoke about. So whenever we are delivering the protection, the initial protection, it's guaranteeing that later on, during the development of the plant already has enough potential, enough power to keep developing its maximal yield. So usually, when we have a good protection in the beginning in a good season, we end up with a very good yield with productivity as well. So also, having the right combination, having the right products being applied on the seed in the right way, it's very beneficial. But one thing as well that seed applied technology focus a lot, not necessarily talking about yield but in productivity, but talking about the safety of the farmer. This is very important for us as well. It's a very convenient way and a very safe way to use the chemical on a seed. So it minimizes the exposure as well of the farmer, which makes in the end a better thing for the production itself.
And can you share some of the latest innovations in these technologies that Corteva is developing or has recently introduced?
Yes. I'm very proud to say that Corteva was the first company to bring one of a different kind of a molecule insecticide in the market. It's called diamide. So it was the first company bring diamide to the market, winter oilseed rape. This happened almost 7 years ago. And since then, we've been evolving a lot. I remember quite well the situation that another molecule was leaving the market and the farmers were left without many solutions. And Corteva introduced this product to the market, closing a bit the gap. So it was very important back then. And since then, we evolved a lot. We were the first company to introduce to the market as well the best solution that we have today against downy mildew, a sunflower disease, very aggressive. And we were the first one introducing as well in the market. And what's coming next? I mean, we talked a bit about the bird repellent. So we want to be the first one to introduce as well in the market. We're working hard to make that happen, to close the gap of the farmers today. We're working hard as well to bring more options of insecticides, bioinsecticides, biofungicides, which somehow it's been quite the topic at the moment.
And how do these innovations address current challenges faced by farmers and the agriculture industry?
This all is focused in the challenge that the farmers are having today. If you think, it's a very good point, because ultimately we're thinking about products now that after all the development and registration will be launched 10 years from now. So we always have to be very connected to what is happening in the field to make sure that what we're thinking today will be very necessary in the future. In Europe, and now focusing a little bit more where I'm acting today, it's a little bit, I won't say easier to think about that, but it's more like our gap is so big that everything that the companies are bringing today is very relevant to the market. So what we do in order to be very aligned with what's happening is increase our focus on the farmer, making sure that we're keeping the open communication with them, understanding their needs. So I think this is the most important thing.
And I guess on the back of that as well, you've said about working with farmers. How does Corteva support farmers and customers in adopting and effectively using these seed applied technology?
Very good point. So today we can act in two main ways. Directly on the field, through our teams, explaining the importance of the use, but also work in parallel with all the safety part with stewardship. We have today one of our backbone part, one of our pillars in our strategy, the CSAT, the Center of Seed Applied Technologies. So it's a brand new center that was launched 2 years ago, quite young as well, in Toulouse, in France. And that's where the magic happens. So that's where we test all the recipes, we develop everything. And one of the key things that we do there is to bring the farmers in, our partners in, to understand how it works. What is behind the color that you see in the seed, all the technology that you see there, and a little bit easier to understand, because when you take it to the field, you just see a colored seed. And it's hard to understand that in that color seed you may find 7 layers of different products, targeting individual diseases and pests. So making sure that we have this knowledge spread is very important. So this is a good way to work with them.
And is that a key focus of your work, keeping that feedback loop with farmers and constantly sort of adapting and working with them?
Definitely. Definitely. That's a fantastic way to be engaging them and engage with them.
And a critical part of your portfolio is biologicals. What role do you see them playing in the future? Are they the future?
I would say that they're not the future. They are the present. They're here already. They're here, especially in Europe. They're here to stay. As Corteva, I still do not see biologicals playing alone. I still see as an R&D company, which we invest a lot as well in R&D development, the chemicals being a big partners of the biologicals as well. So we do recently acquire 2 very large biological companies, Simborg and Stoller. And a lot of our technologies will be coming from there as well. But this will be always an association between the biological profile and the chemical profile. So the combination of the 2 of them will be the key of the success of Corteva.
And I guess you've talked a little bit about the importance of partnerships and collaborations. How important a role do they play in the development and deployment of these seed applied technologies?
Good point. The development of this is all based on the partnerships that we have, not only with our customers, but also with the industry. So it's clear for us that at least in the short term, we cannot run the full business by ourselves. We have to have good partners. We have to have good customers. So we rely a lot in the development with them. So getting their expertise as well and bringing inside our company and making sure that we work close to our customers as well to understand their needs. So make sure that we are aligned with what we're developing and what they need ultimately. And since I joined Corteva, I could experience more and more this culture of the collaboration internally and externally. We were always open to receive companies with new ideas. We always say that we want to be the first one connected. So if you have something that is new, that you think it's a breakthrough, bring to Corteva. We like to hear about this kind of things. This is very important to us. That's what keeps us a bit with the young mind, the young spirit, and pioneering in this aspect.
But what are the main regulatory challenges that you face when bringing out new technologies to the market?
This is a very delicate question, but today I think the whole industry is going through regulatory challenges. I don't think that this is going to improve the situation. I think one of the things, this is end up being one of the main constraints that we have today. So every time they were discussing a farmer challenge, we also have to discuss as well if this is going to be a regulatory, if it's going to be possible to bring to life because of the regulatory issues. So what we're doing to try to mitigate this is making sure that we have a clear and open dialogue with the authorities, presenting in advance what we're thinking about developing and then making sure that they are aware of it. So we have our best chance to actually bring the products to the market. It's a very good point because this collaboration between us, authority, farmers, customers is very important. The transparency of the communication needs to be flowing very well because that's how we've been getting the trust from everyone and and developing our own strategy and making sure that Corteva grow in this business overall.
And on Monday, I hosted a panel looking at microplastics. And obviously, there's been legislation that's passed in Europe. It comes into force in 2020. We're talking about changing regulatory frameworks. What steps are you taking at Corteva towards this? And obviously, you talking about your roots, this is happening in Europe, but is this going to be something more applied widely in the seed sector?
This is a reality already. We're all going to have to adapt to this, and Corteva won't be different. So the two deadlines that we received, 28 for part of the products that we have, and 31 the other part of the products that we have. So we're already working with our suppliers to guarantee that the products that we currently have will have their version 2 without the microplastic, already adapting to the new rules. But also, one thing that is pretty clear, not necessarily all the products have been developed in Europe. So they are developing in other regions as well. But we make sure that during the development process, we already incorporate this as a rule. So if we're bringing something new to the market, you make sure that check the box of the criteria. It's microplastic free. All the development is not containing anything close to that could fall into the criteria. So this is something that we are already adopting. We are straightening the relationship with our partners as well to make sure that they are ready to roll and serve us in the best way as well. This is a very important topic as well. But if I see this spreading besides Europe, I think that we have already enough proof that whatever Europe is doing has a lot of reflection. It's reflecting in some other countries. So I do believe that what's happening here now, the changes that are happening here now, can go to other places as well. I don't know if it's going to be at the same pace that we're doing here. I don't think that all of the countries have the same. They can afford to have the same pace as Europe, but for sure, somehow they will be influenced by that.
And we were talking just before this panel began as well about some of the changes you've seen in the last few years working in the sector in terms of collaboration. And sometimes it is when there's new legislation that's brought in, it sort of forces everybody to work together and sort of put aside their own visions and work more for the purpose of everyone.
This is the beauty of the sector that we're in. We see competitors, companies sitting together in the same room, discussing the same topics, trying to find the common ground, working together towards the same targets. So this is something very unique, in my opinion.
Yeah.
This is one of the things that I like the most, and we've been discussing a lot about this during these 3 days of ISF, is that despite the fact that in the end we're all somehow competitors in the field, we're still very much collaborating to each other to make sure that the farmer in the end is still the target of every one of us. So a lot of the discussions that we've been having now, a lot of the compromises that we've been taking as well, it's been towards one goal, which is bring more solutions to the farmers, decrease the challenge that they have today. So I think this is very unique. This is very positive. I think while the mindset's still there, we're in the right direction.
And we've obviously been 3 very busy days at the Congress. We're here on day 3. I know you have been jam-packed with meetings that whole time. What sort of conversations? Can you give us an insight into what Corteva's been up to here at the Congress?
Yeah. So this is a very good point, because usually we try to, as Europeans, now focusing the European business, we have more targeted another conference which happens in the second half of the year. But this one, being in Europe, makes it easy to actually adjust all the business that we have today. We have one season that we start right now, winter oilseed rape. So this conference was very good to engage with our customers as well, our partners, and making sure that if there is something that Corteva can be doing, should be doing, that we're not doing, we can adjust in time, and we can prepare as well for the corn and the sunflower season that will come very soon. I had personally the opportunity to talk to a lot of other companies, bringing new ideas. Like I spoke before, I think this is very beneficial to the industry. I see a lot of new ideas coming from this conference. I'm happy to engage after here with all of them. I've seen as well, I had the opportunity as well to engage in business opportunities, which was very positive as well. And it's not easy to find all of our partners and customers and suppliers in the same place. So for me, it's always positive, because I believe that the life of everyone here is very busy and we travel all the time. So to have the opportunity to be concentrating everyone in the same place during 3 days, and somehow incentivizing us to be all connecting, all getting along with each other here. So this is very positive, and that's what we've been trying to do. The whole team that came here had fantastic meetings. We were very engaged, full of energy, and I think overall it was very positive. It was very
I need
positive.
to bring in the Future Generation Corner, because you're very young, Leo, and it's just to talk a little bit about, there's so much energy, there's so many amazing young people who are entering the sector. We've had panels discussing that, how do we attract and retain young people. It'd be interesting to hear, was there particular challenges for you entering the industries? Like, what did you come up against as a young person in this?
This is a very good question. And well, yeah, I do consider myself a young person.
I'm not asking your age, Leo, I'm assuming.
But I have to say, the past few years I aged a lot. I should be slowing down a bit more. But
all these conferences.
Yes. But we were just discussing this a while ago, because we were at the booth and somehow they were doing some activities there, and you see all the engagement, all the laugh, all the
dynamic,
energy.
Yeah,
and this is kind of contagious. Being close to there, you start to feel it as well, and you start to, wow, what are they doing? You know, we should have been joining them as well. So I think this is very positive. I think what the ISF did this year to bring once again the young generation is very nice. Open the opportunity for us to talk to them, for them to talk to us, so we get connected. We're going to have a lot of challenges in terms of generation, how to receive them in our workforce. So it's very positive, this opportunity to talk. We have also the opportunity, last ISF, we had, I don't know if many of you remember this, but we had a competition, a cycling competition. So whoever wins cycling the short amount of time would be receiving a trip here. So one of the Corteva employees won, but that doesn't make sense to have Corteva. We were present already, so we make sure that the second person that won received the price of it. And when he's here today, he's watching us as well here, and he's here. He's young as well. He was part of the young generation in South Africa when we were there. So here he has the opportunity as well to connect with people around. So this is something that Corteva promotes a lot. Promotes the opportunity for the young ones and developing, giving the opportunity, giving the right incentives, the development, the opportunities, which, as far as I heard so far, that's everything that the young generation is looking for. At least that's what I was looking for as well when I joined Corteva.
Yeah, I guess that's one of the conversations. We had a panel earlier, and one of the points that was being made, you often have these congresses and everybody comes together and there's that, like you say, that exchange of ideas and connections, but it's actually about following up with that and
Correct.
actually making space. And sometimes it requires stepping aside to let young people, and like you talked about, some of the processes here can take up to 10 years. So you need to be engaging with the people who are the future for that.
Definitely. And we were just having an opportunity as well to connect with some young generations in other regions, my home region in Brazil, in the US. And every time they say, okay, but what should we be doing in order to do this? And as I said, I'm not that old to give any advice at this point, but at least I can say that what worked for me, and I would say the same. So keep working hard, keep taking all the opportunities that you have. I think companies, they are eager to find good people, people that are willing to take risks, willing to actually join them and with 100%. So I think that if you are there, that's not going to be difficult to find anything. And with some of our colleagues that we've seen here, they carry everything. So I'm 100% sure they're going to be very successful in our industry as well. Happy to connect with all of them as well.
That's great. And looking ahead, what do you see as the most promising areas for growth and development within seed applied technologies?
I think the most one is what would be the hot topic for the moment. It would be the biologicals and the bird repellent. If you can put them together as a bird repellent that is biological, it's even better. That's what Corteva is trying to bring to the market. And I think this is going to be a key differentiator. Today in Europe, one of the discussions that I had when I go home is like, they ask, okay, how different is Europe from Brazil, from the US? I say, well, it's really different. It's really different. And they say, okay, but what is the main issues, the main challenge that you face over there? And that's when the laugh starts, because we say, well, our main issue today is not necessarily a disease or a pest, it's a bird. But we have to be very careful with this and making sure that we are compliant to all the rules and respecting the environment, but finding a way for the farmers to carry their crops without being completely destroyed. So I think Corteva is once again being pioneer in this segment, coming with a solution that will be a biological solution and targeting the birds. We had the opportunity this year to launch the product in a special situation we call emergency use, and we had a big pilot of 250,000 hectares being implemented in Italy, and the product is performing quite well. It's very positive, which increased the engagement of the team, the company, the farmers, and the partners as well. So I think what we're going to be investing more time now is to find where the specific points of key differentiation. So biologicals is one of them. And we're working hard with our companies that we acquired as well to bring more solutions to the market to meet exactly the European needs as well. But not forgetting as well to keep our investments in the R&D piece, which is what brought us here today. So I think it's still the biggest strength of Corteva together now with the biologicals.
And I need to ask this as a journalist, because when it comes to terms like seed applied technologies, because I tend to do a lot of focus speaking to members of the public that don't have much of an idea about these terms. Do you think we're doing enough? I'm not asking you to speak for the whole of the seed sector, so it's your opinion, Leo. Do you think we're doing enough to really shift perceptions and to engage? And we've heard a lot of acronyms at the Congress, which we're all used to. But when we actually step outside these walls, are we inviting and engaging enough more widely? What would you say to that?
It can never be enough.
Okay.
So for more, we try as much as we can to keep increasing the discussion and bringing more simplicity to our discussions. But in the end, we can always do more. We can always do more. I think it's one of the things that we're trying to engage more and more is bringing this kind of discussions to beyond ISFs and Euro Seeds Congresses, is bringing more to our daily life, having the discussions with our teams as well, making sure that we have the connection with the farmers, making sure that we have the connections also with the new generation of farmers that are coming. So making the transition of the generations between them easier as well, so they can understand better this business, and then it's a win-win in the end. It's a win-win. It will be easier for the company to keep bringing more topics to the table, but it will be easier as well for the society, for the farmers to join this conversation in a very nice way.
And there's obviously, we've been discussing at the Congress, there's a lot of legislation on the horizon. We've talked a lot about challenges, but let's turn it into a positive. What really excites you about the future? I'll maybe ask you from Corteva's point of view, but from the seed sector, what's coming forward that really excites you in this space?
Yeah, I still think that whenever we put the investment in the right place, it becomes real. So despite all the challenge, regulatory challenge that we have, despite all the climatic challenge that we're still facing today, and it's not under our control, I still consider that the industry itself is being quite successful. Farmers are still being able to produce. It's true that the challenges are there, and the fact that we are all here discussing this kind of topics is just another example that we all recognize how important it is to have this kind of discussions and making sure that in a collaborative way, we focus to bring the new solutions to the market and overcome these challenges. I see many of the solutions that we have today as something that it's already bringing the production to another level. 5-10 years ago, when the first changes start to happen, we believed that that would be the end of farming, because that wouldn't be possible to produce without a specific molecule. Today, we found alternatives for this. So I think every time that the industry is being pushed against the wall, we're coming back with something new. We've been responding well to this, and I think this is very positive. And this is not necessarily only Corteva. Corteva is playing a key role on this, but all the industry itself is being reacting quite nice to those challenges. But of course, it would be a lot easier if we have the collaboration of everyone towards the same goal, which is to decrease the challenge of the farmers and to increase the productivity, especially because we know that the population is growing and the amount of land that we have, it will be the same.
And Leo, just to finish with, we've covered a lot of topics in the last half an hour, but how is Corteva, how are they positioning themselves to really lead in these areas?
It's a summary of everything that I said. It's keep the investment in the R&D. It's bringing new novelties to the market. It's finding new and reliable partners to collaborate. It's trading our relation with our customers, making sure that the customer is beyond a customer but become really a partner. So this is the key focus of Corteva today, and I think we've been quite successful. Seed apply technology is pretty young, so we have only 5 years in the segment, and looking 5 years back to where we are right now, I think we achieved a lot, and there's still a lot more to go. And the key of this success will be the collaboration with our partners and the investment that we've been doing, and the proximity with our farmers to make sure that we understand what they need, and then we bring exactly what they're needing.
Amazing. Leo, thank you so much for your time today. We are completely on time, which I've not been in all my panels, so that's very exciting. But thank you for sharing so many insights on that key theme of collaboration, which we've seen at the Congress in action. And yet, wonderful to speak to you. And can we thank Leo in the usual way, please? Thank you.
Thank you. I appreciate the opportunity.